Okay, this is Mark, and I'm going to show you after one day of work what my van project now looks like. So this is my van. I've taken apart the back seating. Here we have it. All right, so here we go. There's your ceiling. We had seating over on this side and seating over on this side and a table in the middle, and the whole thing could be turned into a bed. And because it had seating here and a table that could be turned into a bed, this entire system down here was full of wood and structure. And my objective is my plan is to install a bed permanently at about the height of that countertop, and then capture and utilize all of this space down here for slide out, pull out shelving that I can use to store tools or camping gear. Over here on this wheel well, I intend to install reinstall the water tank, and on this side we're going to install the battery system. So I have I think it's called an EcoFlow battery system, which is equivalent to 6 lithium 110 amp hour batteries. And then here's our solar input. This goes in the solar collectors on the roof. There it is. This goes into the back of the battery system. And then here's the rough fuse system for the different lights, refrigerator, and so forth. So I'm going to continue let's get up in here. So what we have here is, in my opinion, a really bad design. So you can't get a good view of it because it's so close. There we go. It's a shower, full shower, installed with tile. There's the valve. I've removed the handheld sprayer, but it's a shower in a Sprinter van, and it's got ceramic tile up. I don't have any use for a shower. I don't have use for a shower in a Sprinter van. Because I take showers at Anytime Fitness, which is everywhere in the country. So as I go around to different places, I can take a shower there. I don't need to have a shower in my van taking up space. So I want to capture this as storage space. Basically, here's our sink. I'm going to move it down, have a cabinet here, install a microwave oven up above. So I'll have a microwave. This is the cabinet for the refrigerator space. So there it is. I have I'll show you the refrigerator when I'm done. Anyway, so I've got some storage here. So this is the before. This is the before partially taken apart system. Okay. Whoops, it's kind of dark. Okay, so I'm going to continue dismantling this, and I'll pick it back up when I get more taken apart. Hello everyone, this is Mark, and my Mercedes Sprinter van project that you see here is finally completed. Actually, I completed it about a month and a half ago. Basically what I did is, I'll show you the photographs of the before pictures. But I have taken this van down to the bones of the steel of the inside and completely rebuilt it. So here's the finished product. Again, it's a Chevy, or excuse me, what am I saying, a Chevy? It's a Mercedes 2500. And I've got my logo on the side of it here, as you can see. So now I can write off the entire expense. There's my license number. So here's the meat and potatoes of it, so to speak. here is the back. So from the prior pictures you can see, or you saw, I had this water tank, which is 40 gallons, was installed down here and strapped to the structure so that it wouldn't move around. And I figured, look, it needs to get up on this wheel well so we can gather it in this space here underneath here. Same thing over here. These battery systems, which are the EcoFlow batteries, I have moved up. I've built a structure, and you can see, installed them up over the wheel well, and they're anchored in here nice and solidly. Let's see, here's my circuit breaker panel. Here's for the power. You can't really see it here, but these are a couple of 110 volt or 120 volt outlets, and then it also has a 12 volt outlet on the side. Here you can see I've got currently 90% of the battery system in operation, or ready, fully charged. It continuously gets charged by a solar system. So here we have a water heater, EcoSmart water heater that you can get at Home Depot, and that connects. That's 100. That runs on 120, and I've installed this outside shower system, hot and cold water. As you can see, here's the plumbing. I don't know if you're interested in that, but water pump. This is 40 gallons, and currently I have about half full. Okay, there you go. So now I have, from the prior pictures you see, this is a large amount of storage now. And there's the access from the inside. So I can shut this. This is a mattress. This is, what, about a 6-inch mattress. I had this foam, and I had it custom cut from a king-size mattress. Custom cut so that it would fit in this space. Okay, I covered this with like a indoor-outdoor carpeting on both sides of this because it was an ugly painted wood. Didn't look good. Anyway, so outside shower, water tank, battery supply, battery system. These are just a couple of. All right, moving on. Shut that. Coming around to the side, here we have the interior. Used to be a shower right here, and these cabinets came over so far that you couldn't turn this seat around, and it's a swivel seat, so that didn't work. This is also a swivel seat. Down here is a furnace that heats, that operates from a thermostat, which is over here. Here's the thermostat. It's an S-Botcher, quite nice, and it burns diesel fuel to heat this space. Okay, so here's my bed arrangement. Tons of pillows for comfy sleeping. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. A little mirror. Here is a system that talks to my battery supply and tells me how much battery, so I don't have to go around to the back. I can just punch it here. Here's a 110 volt, 120 volt plugs, plus a little night light. This is a refrigerator. It's the New Air 12 volt system. I keep water and beer, and then it has 2 spaces. I've set it up so that this cannot fall forward, because this was a problem where this would fall, so I now have this chain that keeps it from happening. And here's the other side. These are independently temperature controlled over here. And it locks in position. So here, this now shuts. There's a space, there we go there. This is you can see my ceiling is entirely improved. So I had that ugly ceiling that I removed, expanded the skylight up to this bigger space. This I've installed this foam in here because it's very noisy on the road, and so I've stuffed a piece of custom fit foam there. Here is the water tank, water pump, which you don't have to leave it on at all times. There's a light underneath for the sink, and as you can see, I've got hot and cold running water. Now, it doesn't always have hot water because it would draw a lot of power off the battery supply to maintain hot water at all times. So when I want hot water, you flip this switch on, and that can you see that? There's a switch right there. Yeah. And it turns on the water heater. This is the way I've finally organized this. I wanted a microwave oven, which requires 120 volts. And very nice. It looks like it's shifted a little bit during driving. But microwave oven, screwed down, so it's not moving. It doesn't move around. Here's my sink. This countertop is interesting. I actually used, as a method of, instead of using tile, this white and this paint here is actually countertop paint. So countertop paint, I hope, is very durable. I got it at Home Depot. Countertop paint. Then I've got a cabinet here and installed this, so that this was actually a drawer. And I've just installed the drawer because it's a sink base, or I have it as a sink base, but it's a regular base. Then I've got a magnet here that holds this in place. And there it is underneath there. And it locks in place. Then here's the space for, and this you get at IKEA. These are IKEA purchases. And just for organizing my stuff. I have a Keurig coffee maker. It's actually a Taste Style, which is like Keurig, uses the Keurig pods. And then down here, this is a porta potty. And it's only been used once or twice, cleaned it right out after use. Installed this flooring, which is like an interior flooring that snaps together like an engineered wood. And here it is. Then the flooring for the van itself is quite nice. It's like a rubberized, but that comes from the Mercedes. I didn't actually do that. And then here's kind of an interesting thing. This is a pull-out drawer that I built. And then it can be locked in place. I don't know if you can see that. And it kind of gives us a countertop. I can turn the seats around and we can play cards here or whatever. And that slides back in. Okay, and then I have these spaces here. Turn off these lights. So that's the space. Also, then I installed these vents also on both sides because installed these vents on the refrigerator space because the refrigerator used to overheat and it didn't have a way for the heat to get out of the space. And so I put these vents, and that has solved the problem. Actually, I believe I have the vents on the other side too. And yes, here they are. So that, so it's because that refrigerator needs to have some ventilation. So there it is. There's my Sprinter van. I've taken it our trip up to Santa Barbara, and did some stealth camping. You can basically park anywhere with this thing because it fits in a parking space. And since I have my logo on the side, looks like I'm a contractor just out doing some work, right? And people don't bother me. Does not have windows except these smoked windows, and I've got my pillows up in front of them. And otherwise you can't look in and see. Now over here there is that drapery system that comes around. And this is kind of cool too. I installed these lights just stick up. And this one's not speaking, or that's not working because it can't see it because there's a lot of day pollution, light pollution. It's not turning on. But in the nighttime, this little signal can get over to it and does work. It operates it well. So there you have it. If you have any comments about what I've done, love to hear them. This process cost me somewhere in the neighborhood of $4,000 for materials. I think it's very efficient now. It doesn't have the wasted space of the shower inside the van. I thought that was a terrible waste of space. I needed the storage, and I'm very happy with it now. But this is exactly how I make it work. Now, since it only powers up the battery supply system through the solar panels, there is another way, which is to just plug it into 120 volt shore power. And what I did is I went on to Craigslist, no, not Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, and found a generator, a little small generator. And there it is, a Predator 2000 inverter, and goodness, what a sound. And that allows me to recharge my battery supply if it goes low. If the sunlight, like today, it's kind of a cloudy day, it's not getting a lot of recharging. Now, those batteries will hold a lot. It's 2 EcoFlow systems. I think it's anyway, I don't remember which model it is, but it's an EcoFlow. I have 720 amp hours of battery power. Should be plenty. Has not run out of power yet, and stays nicely charged with the solar chargers. But you can't count on the sun, and I don't want to lose all my power. I need my lights, I need my refrigeration, and so forth. So that's why I bought the little generator or inverter, so that I can power up those batteries, recharge them. And it can take as much as 6 hours or 7 hours. Now, they have fast charge and slow charge, and I understand that the fast charge is problematic, so they suggest I run it on slow charge, and it takes longer, but it's more reliable. So anyhow, there it is. There's the van project. I've had a lot of fun doing it. I can't see myself getting rid of this thing. It is my full-time vehicle. I love it. Oh, here's something also. Right down there is the water tank for the gray water. And between you and me, I don't even collect the water in there. I just leave it so that it's opened up, and when I get on the road, anything from the sink just gets run out onto the road. And thank you very much for listening, for following this. And if you have any questions, comments, I'd love to hear them. So thank you very much. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.